Hello everybody, in this episode of TurboShed we're going to address the fan Q&A from the community tab of our YouTube channel. Well, we've got some fan Q&A.
We do.
So it would be great to be able to give some feedback on that. So thank you very much for anybody that's asked questions. We try and respond in the comments and the videos where we can. But J351, hello Jay, thank you for watching. We got some questions from him. His first question, anything you would do different if you had to start over again? It's tricky. I mean, we've been pretty happy with how things have gone. We may consider doing a twin turbo instead of one big single because it might be easier to mount and do the pipe work for. We would definitely have fitted the AccuSump on day one.
Yes,
definitely. That's something we should have done a lot earlier. We should probably have even had a concrete driveway and a ramp before we even decided to take on this crazy project. But I mean, other than that, we've been pretty happy with everything that we've done, and we haven't really done much of it twice.
Yeah, we haven't.
So, no, I think they're the things. I think we'd consider a twin turbo setup, and we would put the AccuSump in right at the beginning. Definitely, because that put us back quite a bit messing about with that.
Yeah.
Or messing about changing big ends when we shouldn't have.
Yes. Another one of Jay's questions was, how about the engine management? Are you too happy with it? The answer is yes. The Haltech has been flawless the whole time. The software is beautiful to use. We've had no problems with it. It's easy. We've managed to tune it ourselves other than the one dyno day. It's just worked. We've had no problems at all.
Yep.
It's been
I'd
great.
second that. Yes, very happy. And if we had to build another car, Haltech every time.
Haltech every single time.
Right, and last question from Jay, future plans. Well, we're not sure. Obviously, things are a bit upside down in 2020 in this crazy upside down world we're living in. But our general plan is we've put 3.5 years of work into this car. We want to use it and have some fun. So from where the car is at the moment, this season we would like to perhaps do a little bit of competition drifting just to see how we get on. And continue with maintenance and small upgrades. But as far as big power upgrades or anything else on the car, we've got nothing planned this year at the moment. No, we want to use it. We've got father versus son.
Yeah.
That's 1-1. So that's going to go the rest of the year to see who's buying Christmas dinner.
That's 1-1.
That's 1-1 in our Run What You Brung series championship.
1-1.
And we're going to do some drift competition and some drift practice days and use it on the road and get to some car shows. So that's the plans this year. 2021, we don't know yet.
Not quite. Craig Does Drift has a few questions for us as well.
Hi guys, it's Craig from YouTube channel Craig Does Drift and host of Drift My Ride. I have my own Turbo 1UZ S14. I've got a few questions. You guys are the fountains of all knowledge. So my first one is, what temperatures are safe to run 1UZ at? I heard they can be quite high.
The answer is about the same as any other engine. 80 to 90 degrees is pretty perfect. At 100 degrees, we've got our ECU set to take boost and power out of the car, and then at 110 degrees, the ECU shuts it off completely. So around 80 to 90 degrees.
What is the max revs for the stock 1UZ? So what would be the red line? I've set mine about 7k that it revs out to.
So a stock 1UZ, the cams are out of it by 5,500 revs anyway. We've got our hard cut at 6,750, but there is people we've heard of with that's put some cams in 1UZs and stuff like that are running them up to 8,000 revs. But on a stock 1UZ, anything over 6,500, 6,750, you're not getting anything out of it, so there's no point. Yep,
revs just break engines. There's just no point revving the guts out of a standard 1UZ. It does not make any more power. Last question from Craig Does Drift.
Where do you get engine rebuild parts like rings and bearings and stuff like that? Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys. Love what you're doing. Bye-bye.
Well, the answer is we get them from all over the place, but our main source of supply is Australia, because it seems you can get a lot of parts for these off the shelf from car dealers there that you can't get in the UK. So I tend to travel to Australia quite a bit, and we've got lots of friends over there, so we get parts shipped over, or I pick them up when I'm over there. So ACL bearings and bits and pieces, all of those have come from Australia.
Another person asking questions is Luke Chapman, and his question is, if you crashed the car at a drift event, what would you reshell into?
Well, we have crushed it a few times.
We've just sort of left dents in the barriers instead of the car. It's been quite impressive.
Yes, well, that's a good question.
It is a good question.
What would you take this running gear out and put in?
I would always like to put it in a pickup, so I'm going to go for one of my options is a Mazda B2000, like a late 70s one.
Yeah, that'd be
option.
different. That'd be pretty cool.
And also, as what would be a really good competition drift car, a Mark III Supra chassis.
Yes, I do like the look of the Supras.
That would work really well in one of these because they're light.
Yep.
You?
Well, I like retro and old school, and I like sleepers. So I think the first thing I would go for would be a Hakosuka Skyline.
Very nice.
1UZ, twin turbo, 6-speed manual, Hakosuka.
That would.
I think that would be a mega car.
That would.
My second choice would be what we bought this car for in the first place as a donor engine, which would be, I would like to do a 4-wheel drive 1,000 horsepower Ford Ranger. Because the engines in Ford Rangers are absolute junk. I know, because that one blew up at 130,000 miles. And I would love to put a decent engine in it and have it as a 4-wheel drive sleeper. Because that thing would... It will tow anything, and it would pretty much murder anything off the lights.
At anywhere.
Yeah. So that would be my two choices.
Sounds good.
Yep. And the last question we've got here from V Performance. Hello, V Performance. If you don't know who they are, please check out their channel. We'll stick a link up in the descriptions there. They're just like us. They're guys messing about on a driveway and in a shed, doing stuff on a budget and doing great stuff and having fun doing it. So, hello, keep it up. Question from them.
Hi, it's Paul from V Performance. Hope everyone's doing well. My question is, when I first saw you, you were at Driftland doing this. And when we met you in the pits for the first time, you told me that you had fitted a turbo, but you were still running the stock ECU. Can you talk us through how on earth you made that happen, and how far did you get before you had to look at custom management?
Well, as standard, there's enough headroom, and the standard ECU on the 1UZ runs closed loop fuel. So within reason, it will compensate for the extra boost. You know, this is like being down in Death Valley in America, I guess, where the air pressure is very high and heat and such like. So at 7 psi, the standard ECU fueling system and injectors actually coped with that. And even with the RX-8 injectors, it still ran okay on the standard ECU. So that's as far as we got, 7 psi, which we think added about 120 horsepower, something
around there.
So we would have been close to 400 horsepower on the standard ECU. But to go beyond 7 psi, everything was too far near its limits, which is when
coils.
we were cooking coils on the ignition system.
The spark plugs were very, very white.
Yeah, the spark plugs were white. It was struggling to deal with the extra fueling, and that's when we changed over to the Haltech to go beyond 7 psi. So we think that is the limit of the standard ECU, but it did cope and it ran okay. We ran it for many months.
Yeah, a few months. Might have been 6-7 months, I think.
On that. So that's how far we got. We got to 7 psi. We then stepped it up. We went to 18 psi with the RX-8 injectors because they were at full duty then.
And then murdered engines.
After that, we had to go for the 850cc injectors, get it on the dyno and get it tuned properly. And now we're running 29 psi because that's as far as the standalone Haltech ECU onboard manifold air pressure sensor will go. It flashes red lights at us when it goes to 29 psi.
We get a lot of warnings and it starts shouting at us.
Yes. So that's how it was possible. I'm not sure you could do this on many other cars.
No.
But for the 1UZ, the UCF10, it was certainly okay at 7 psi with standard fueling, standard injectors, standard ignition system and the standard ECU. That's it. Thank you very much. If anybody else has got any more questions you would like us to answer, either ask them in the comments on the videos and we'll do that. Or if not, you can post them up, or you can email us, info@scottparts.co.uk, and we will include those in any of our future videos.